Surya and Nandakumar, just give a brief introduction about yourself and
My name is Nanda. I have been working here in Software for the last 5 years, and my area of expertise is in Sales Cloud, CPQ, and CRM analytics. I have been delivering more than 7 projects recently, and and right now I'm working as a business analyst and solution consultant in software. Surya, can you explain yourself?
Yeah, hi. This is Surya. So good morning, everyone. And my experience in software has been around 5 years, and my total experience is around 7 years. So currently, I'm working as a solution consultant, and for some projects, I'm a business analyst too. And currently, we are delivering around 2 to 3 projects. And in one project, I am a lead admin, and another project, I'm working as a solution consultant as well as business analyst. These are the current projects I'm working, and I'm most expertise in the sales cloud and service cloud also. Yeah, so let's start. I think. Yeah.
Okay. These are all the agenda for today's session, and we are going to look into it about the objects, fields, and report types, page layout, and how to load a data into Salesforce and all. So, yeah, yesterday recap. I think you all get to know about what is CRM, what is Salesforce, and you know about the high level usage of leads, account, opportunity, and all, right? So today we are going to deep dive into Salesforce configurations. So we are going to create objects, fields, and all. Okay. The first one is the object. So in Salesforce, in Salesforce, we call the object as a table. Okay. In normally in database, we use the tables and columns, right? So in Salesforce, we refer the table as object. In Salesforce, there are two types of objects are there. One is a standard object and another one is a custom object. What is standard object is when you buy a Salesforce instance, you will get a set of objects that comes along with your Salesforce instance. So that is called standard object. And custom objects is something like you can create your own custom objects for your business requirements. Okay. So inside that objects, we will create the fields and all. So yesterday you saw about the accounts, contacts, opportunities, lead, product, and all, right? So those are all standard objects that comes along with the Salesforce instance. And today we are going to create some new custom objects and custom fields. So I'll walk you through the how to create custom objects and custom fields. There are few things are there in Salesforce. When you create a custom object, automatically the UI will be generated by Salesforce. But normally we have to develop the UIs in the backend, right? But in Salesforce you don't need to do that. Once you create the object, automatically the UI will be generated for you. Okay, there are few things like relationships, page layouts, and user interface are all there. So I'll walk you through. Okay. So first, let's look at what is a Salesforce standard object. Yeah. So this is the account, leads, opportunity, account history, case. These are all standard objects. I'll show you in org. Okay. This is my Salesforce instance. Here you can see the name of the app. So in Salesforce, app means a collection of tab is called app. Okay. So this is the tabs: home, opportunity, leads, tasks. These are all tabs, and this is called app launcher. So if you click this one, you can see that what all the apps are there in your Salesforce instance. Okay, if you want to switch to some other apps, you can just click it. They will automatically redirect you to that particular app. Right now, we are in Sales Cloud, so this is the Sales app, and this is the tabs. So for every object, we can create a tab for that. Okay. So say for example, this is the home tab, but this is not for showing a particular object. A tab can have object or pages or something like that. Okay. So this is an opportunity. So if you go there, this is an opportunity object. Okay. Same. This is the account object and contact campaign. Those are all the standard objects. Okay. So if you want to create a new record in Salesforce, what you can do is you click the particular object. Say for example, I'm clicking the account, and here you can see a new button, right? So if you click this new button, a pop-up will come. Here you can enter your data, and if you click save, automatically a new record will be created in Salesforce. This is how we'll create a manual entry in the Salesforce. Okay. And yeah, this is the app launcher, and this is the app name, and this is the tabs. And one more thing you have to know about is this gear icon. This is the setup screen. So some people have a doubt like how the end user will see the Salesforce, right? So the end user view is always be like this. So we will remove this setup for the end users. So those are all the admin users can see the setup screen. So the admin users will configure the Salesforce instance according to the business user, according to the business requirements. And the admin users, I mean, the setup is there, right? If you click that setup, automatically you will redirect to the setup page. Okay. Here you have two tabs. One is home and another one is the object manager. So if you click this object manager tab, you can see all the objects that is created in the Salesforce instance. Okay. So here, if you look at the account, the type is a standard object. So these are all the standard objects that comes along with your Salesforce instance. Okay. This is how you have to navigate to the object manager tab. So what you have to do is you have to click the setup icon and click the setup. So you will be redirected to this particular page. Here there will be two tabs. One is home and another one is object manager. So if you click the object manager, here you can see the list of objects. Okay. Okay. So the next one is the custom object creation. Okay. So before that, we need to know a few things. In relational database, we can relate one table with another, right? So the same can be done in Salesforce also by using the relationship fields. So we have a relationship field in Salesforce. I'll walk you through that. But before that, we know that before that you have to know table in Salesforce is referred as objects, and columns in Salesforce is referred as fields. These are all the two things you need to know. Okay. Okay. Let's create one new custom object. So what you have to do is you have to come to that setup page. Here there are three ways you can create your custom object. The first one is you click the custom object manager and then create, click custom object. Okay. So this is the window where you can create your own custom object. So first one is the label. I'm giving the label as student and the plural form students. Okay. And then this one is the label and this one is the API name. The difference between the label and the API name is label can have a space and all, but the object name, this API name is should be without space and all, and this should be unique around your Salesforce instance. Say for example, if you have an object name as student, you cannot create another object with this same name. Okay, and then if you want to give a description of this particular object, then you can give a description here. This is not a mandatory one. Those are highlighted in this red icon. It's a mandatory one. Okay, and then when you create your custom object, the field also, the initial field also you can create. So the record name, student name is automatically being created, and here you can set data type as text. Okay, there are two types are available. One is text and another one is the auto number. So I'll give a test. And then there are, if you want to allow this particular object for reporting purpose also, you can enable these functionalities. So I'll come to this again. Okay, we can yeah, edit this anytime after you create the object also. Okay, I'm giving allow search, and there is a option here, launch new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object, right? So in Salesforce, if you simply create a custom object, you cannot view the object in here. Okay, so if you want to view your custom object in this particular screen, what you have to do is you have to create a tab for this object. Only then you can view your object in this particular page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch a new custom tab wizard after saving this custom object. You can do this in two ways. One is, first you create the custom object and then you can navigate to the tab creation settings and then you can create a tab. Or else, if you check this particular option here, what it will do is it will automatically take you to the tab creation page. Okay, so I'm clicking save. Yeah, this will automatically take me to this tab creation page. So here I'm giving the tab name as student and you can give some tab style. So basically it's an icon. So there are many icons are there. You can use any of this. Okay, I'm clicking next. Yeah, these are all, in Salesforce, there are various people will work. Okay, so for each and every people will give a profile. So what the use of this profile? I'll give a just high level intro of profile. Tomorrow, I mean the next session, you will have a, deep dive into profile, how to create a profile, and what are all the things you can do in the profile and all. Okay. So right now you just understand there are many profiles. There will be a many profiles in Salesforce. Each user in Salesforce should have an profile. So those profile will tell you what are all the tabs you can see in Salesforce, what are all the fields you can use in a Salesforce or something like that. That will be defined in profile. So in this particular page, what they are asking is what are all the profiles this particular tab is visible to. Okay, right now I'm visible this tab to all the profiles, but in real time use case this will not be like this. Okay, so we have a multiple profiles and we are creating multiple tabs and few tabs will be available for few profiles. So we will not expose all the tabs to all users. This is just for a demo purpose. I'm giving uh, all the profiles to view this particular tab. Okay, yeah. So right
Nandakumar,
now the particular student
Nandakumar,
object is, yeah.
one question here.
Yeah,
Can I take it that what you just said is some kind of a user access control to a table level, which is a
correct,
customized object?
correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Once you created the object, you will taken to this particular page. Okay. So here you can see the details of the particular object. So the API name is student underscore underscore C. One more thing I want to tell you is if you look into this, uh, if you click the object manager, you can see account, address, and all, right? So look at this API name. So account is just account, right? And if you search for student, here look at the API name. It's underscore underscore C. So when looking at this API name, you can easily identify what is the custom. I mean, this is the custom object or is this the standard object. By looking at this API name, if it is ended with underscore underscore C, you can come to know that okay, this is the custom object. And if there is no underscore underscore C, that means it's a standard object. Okay, so this is how you can identify whether it is a custom object or standard object. All the custom objects will be ended by underscore underscore C. You don't need to give this underscore underscore C explicitly when you create an object. This will be append automatically when a Salesforce create a custom object for you. Okay, so you don't need to give this one. Salesforce will automatically do it for you. Okay, I'll click this student again. So you will be landed up a page like this. Okay, so here you can see the API name, and if you enable a few options for here, and they will show this. And okay, I'll refresh here. here if you want to see your custom object, what you can do is click here and you can see the students, right? Sometimes this will not be here, so that time what you can do is you simply click app launcher, and here you will get a search button. Okay, so yeah, here you can click a search button, right? Here you search student. So if you search student here, you can see here, right? So you can just click that. This is the view for student object. If you want to create a new record in student, automatically a new button will be available to create a new record. Yeah, when we create the custom object, I show you one field, right? Student name, it's a text field, right? So that is the only field available for this particular object. So they are showing this field only. So I'm giving a name, number, and then I just click save. This is how you can create a new record in Salesforce. Okay, right now I have only one field, that is a student name, but you can see some other fields also, right? Yeah, I'll cover this up in the next slides. Okay.
Nanda, I just want to add something here.
Yeah. Okay.
So, as Nanda mentioned those API names, so I just want to add one point on that. So, Salesforce standard object has its API name without underscore C, and the custom has the underscore C. So, the only thing is you can change the label name of the standard objects, but you cannot change the API name of the standard objects. That is something restricted by the Salesforce, but you can change the API name of the custom objects after you have created, but we have to make sure that it doesn't affect any other functionality, because you may have used those custom objects in any other places. So if you change that, that functionality may get affected. So that is why the standard objects, there is no permission to change the API name. But if, for example, you need to show this account label as client, for some customers they want to show this as client information, client info, company. So they have different kinds of, like words or business terminology they use. So according to that, we can change the standard object label name, but you cannot change the API name. Wherever you use, that will be identified with their API name. Just for the tab, just for the UI purpose, that will have different name, but the API name will be same as the Salesforce provide. But for the custom object, you can have the whatever name you can have it with the underscore C. And if, for example, like appointment category is your custom object, appointment underscore category underscore underscore C. So as Nanda mentioned, there will be no gap. If there is a gap, it will have it. It will take it as an underscore. It will put an underscore. That Salesforce does for you. You don't need to type it as appointment underscore category. That automatically will append the underscore for you. So that is the difference between the standard API name, standard objects API name, and the custom object API. Yeah, that's all. You can continue.
Okay. So Surya mentioned about the label rename, right? So for that, what you can do is you click the home, and here you can click rename. Here you can see the rename tabs and labels, right? So you can just click it, and here they will show the account tab name, right, and display names, right? So here you can just click the edit button and you can update the accounts as company or clients or whatever you want. So this is how you can rename the standard object labels and tab names. Yeah. Okay. The next one is field creation. Okay. So initially we have created
Sorry
one.
to interrupt. So this custom object, while creating, we selected that maybe text, right? It's kind of uh, what we can say data type, right?
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
So we didn't have multiple data type. We have only those two data type
Yeah,
only.
we do have a multiple data types. Okay, but for
Yes.
that standard field, for that standard field, we can set only two data types. Either it should be a text or it should be an auto number. I'll show you. Okay, so let's go to object manager, search for student. and go to fields and relationships. This is the field name, right? Student
Yeah.
name. Click that one. Okay, let's go to details and see series. Here the data type, they allowed only two data types. One is text and another one is auto number. Okay. Auto number is something like whenever a new record is created, it will be incremented by one. Say for
Okay.
example, I'm giving the auto number. Okay,
Mhm.
STU hyphen.
Auto generated number.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the starting number is one. So every time it will be incremented by one. You cannot increment it by 2 or 10 or something like that. So this is the standard functionality of Salesforce. When you create a custom field, okay, that time you have a variety of data types, but for this particular field you cannot define this field as various data type like this. They will allow only these two data types. One is text and another one is autonomous.
For object creation, only these two.
Yeah, for
And
this particular field record name. I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so we have created the custom object, right? And then if you want to see what are all the fields in that object, what you can do is you click the object manager, search for your object, and then you can see a list of options here, right? So in that one there is a menu called fields and relationships. If you click that one, you can see what are all the fields are available for this particular object. We haven't created these many fields, right? We have created only this field, student name, right? So name, text. But when you see here, there are three more fields are there, right? So in Salesforce, we have two types of object, right? One is standard object and another one is custom object. So standard object is something like that comes along with the Salesforce. Same in fields also, there are two types of fields. One is standard field and another one is custom field. Standard field is whenever you created a new object, a set of fields will be created automatically by Salesforce. So again, you can differentiate what is standard object. I mean, what is standard field and which one is the standard custom field by looking at the field name. So here, if you see any underscore underscore c, that means it's a custom field. If you don't see any underscore underscore c, that means it is a standard field. So Salesforce will automatically these fields for you. One is created by. So what is the use of this created by is whoever is created a record, automatically that user name will be user will be populated in this particular field. And if someone is modified a particular record, so when he modified the record, that and all in who modified this particular record, that detail will be captured here. These data, I mean these field values will be automatically updated by Salesforce. We can't do anything. Basically it's a read only field. Okay, this created by last modified date and all. So I'll show it here. Yeah, so whenever you create an object, a field called id in Salesforce automatically will be created. So that id is an unique value. Okay, say for example, I'll show you. So here I have created one record, right? So that is called student. In the URL, you can see the ID of this particular record. So this is the unique identifier that is generated by the Salesforce, and this is a read-only field. Okay, so whenever you create a record, a new ID field, I mean a new ID value will be generated for each and every record in Salesforce, and you can see the ID in the URL. So basically, this ID is an 15-digit or 18-digit identifier. And yeah, this is a 15 character and it is a case sensitive that is automatically generated for every record. You can find the records ID in the URL I showed you, right? So this is where you can find your ID for your Salesforce record. And there are a few system fields will be automatically created, that is created date, last modified by, and last modified date. So these are all the system fields that will be automatically created. So the created date is used to identify when this particular record is created, and last modified by is used to identify which user is last modified this particular record, and the last modified date is used for identify when the particular record is modified. and the name field we created, right? So initially when you create an object, a name field will be created. So in our case, you have see that a student name, right? So that is the name field, and other custom fields we can create according to our business requirements. I'll show you how to create a custom field. Okay, so here we'll have a definition of what's the usage of custom fields, and also basically it's to use these, it's used to store the information or data about some particular object, right? So and then here we have various types of data types. I'll show you in the org. Okay. Here I'm in the student object and I click the student and relationship tab. Here you can click a new button, right? So if you click that one, so here we have a list of data types. Okay, auto number, formula, lookup relationship, master detail relationship, checkbox, currency, date time, number. In Salesforce, we have a variety of data types like other systems. So we'll see one by one. Okay, so for simply, I'll create one field for you. So I'm clicking text, then I'm clicking next.
Nanda, there is a one question
Yeah.
that in fields and relationship, there is a column indexed and controlled field. What is this?
Which one?
Yeah, controlled field and indexed. In two, it is there is a right and there is a.
I
So
could
what is
we
the
will cover.
purpose of it?
I'm sorry, we will cover that in the, I mean, upcoming section. What is control and field? Those things.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. So I'm selecting my custom field data type as text, and then here you can give the label. So I'll give author's name, and here you can give length as 255 characters. Okay, that is the maximum character limit you can give for this text data type. So I'm giving the maximum of 255. And here you can edit your labels name as well. Here you have some attributes like required, unique, external ID and all, right? So if you select this particular option as required, so what happen, whenever you create a record in a student object, you have to give a value for this particular field. Otherwise, you are not allowed to create a record in Salesforce. So say for example, this father's name is mandatory means I'll mark this as required. So the Salesforce will automatically uh, prevent users without giving the father's name value to save the record. Okay. So I'm giving this as required and I'll click next. So likewise, unique is also there. I'll come there. Okay. Here I told you, right. So in Salesforce you can hide an object as well as you can hide field also. Say for example, in your business scenario, you need to show a particular object to a particular user, but you should not show a particular field value to a particular user. That means you can give an access to a particular object, but when it comes to create the custom field, there you can restrict your field creation. I mean field from your different users. So here you can set these things and all. So right now I'm just selecting everything. Okay, this is the page layout. We will come to the page layout because when I click the new button here, right? So I'll go to student and click new. So a particular pop-up is coming, right? So here student name is there. Right now I'm creating one more field. If that particular field should be shown here or not is controlled here. So if I'm adding this particular field into the page layout, then that particular field will be automatically added here. Otherwise, it will not be shown here. So I'll add this field and I click save. Okay. So right now I created a field, custom field in this particular student. So what I'll do is I'll refresh this page and I'll show you. So I'll click new. Here you can see, right, student name and father's name. Suppose I'm giving Nanda and I try to save this record. So here you will not share, I mean, you cannot save your record because this father's name is required. We have configured this right way, right? Father's name, this particular field is required. And once you created this field, anytime you can come back and you can remove this particular required checkbox. Okay, what you have to do is click edit, and then you can easily remove this particular checkbox. So automatically the required will be removed for this particular field. So right now I have to give some value here. So I'll give it. Okay. So this is how you should create a custom field in Salesforce. Okay, there are various data types are available. So everything is a self-explanatory. So text formula will come, and numbers is straightforward. Checkbox, pick list, pick list will come. Okay, so it's everything. The data type, when you look into the data type, it's a self-explanatory one. So normally in other systems you will have a set of data types, right? So same applicable in Salesforce also. Okay, there are some considerations, right? So one is when you delete a custom field, both fields and data are deleted. Say for example, here in this example, I have created a custom field called father's name, right? So you can delete this field also. So what will happen, when I delete this father's name, automatically this particular record is there, right? So the particular data will be deleted, not the whole record, but the particular value will be deleted from all the records. Okay. So this is one of the considerations, and another one is anytime you can change the data types. Say for example, here I'm giving this particular field data type as text, right? And later I want to change this particular data type into pick list. We can do that. So how to do that is you can just click edit, and here you will see a button called data type, change field type, right? So you can click that one, and here you can change the text to pick list or something like that. You can change from here. So the only thing is there will be some issue. Okay, so like if you use the text area long, that character limit is this. Okay, and then if you change the long text area to text, that time what will happen is you will face some data loss. Say for example, in this particular field, imagine you have some around some 5,000 characters. Okay, you have a value for 5,000 characters, but when you convert this text area to text, what will happen is it will automatically truncate the first 25 characters. Okay, first 25 characters, and then they will store the value in the test data type. So this is something you should consider when you change the data type. Okay, and then there is some limitations on number of custom fields. So it's basically depend upon the org edition. In Salesforce, we have different org editions. Okay, org is nothing but a Salesforce instance. We have a professional edition and the contact manager, group edition, essential edition, and starter edition, enterprise edition. Mostly people will have enterprise edition or unlimited or performance edition. Okay, right now I'm showing a demo, right? This particular instance is called developer edition. So in my developer edition, I can create 500 fields per object. So this will vary, okay, based on your org edition. So when you purchase a Salesforce org, that Salesforce AEs will tell you which type of org editions you need. So they will suggest you, or else if you have a knowledge on what edition you can buy, you can tell them and you can purchase the edition. So basically, and this will, I mean, the cost will be differ, okay, for each and every edition, and the limitations will also differ. So these are the few considerations or things you need to know about the custom fields. Yeah, and then these are all the data types. I showed you, right? So in numeric field, we have a number, currency, percent, and then we have an email, phone, URL data type. For calendar, we have date and date time. For text, we have text area, long text area, rich text area. So I'll tell you the difference, okay? What is the difference between text area, long text area, and all? And then we have a checkbox, pick list, and then multi-select pick list, and we have an auto number, formula, roll up, and all. We have various type of data types. I'll tell you one by one. So you guys seeing the screen, right? So these are all the data types are available. Okay, now let's look into the pick list. Okay, pick list is nothing but a choice, collection choice, something like that. So I'll create a pick list data type. So click new, and then when you come down, you can see there is a data type called pick list. So select pick list, click next, and then yeah, here you can give the field label. I'm giving the field label as state. Okay. Here you can have two options. One is use global pick list value set, or another one is enter values and each. So the difference between is, say for example, I have a pick list name called state, and this particular pick list have I'll give you some. Okay. Okay. So Kerala, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. So these are all the values I'm giving this particular field. Suppose uh, I have this set of values, and this particular field is used in different objects. Okay. So every time we don't need to give a value like this. So Kerala, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. So for that, what we can do is we can create a global pick list. Okay. So in that global pick list, what we'll do is we'll define a global pick list as state, and we'll give these values. So whenever we are using this particular values, what we can give is, you can select this one. I'll show you that one. Okay, I'll show you that one in later, but right now for simplicity I'll give this values. Okay. So here you can have some different options. So display values alphabetically, not in the order you entered. Say for example, you have entries like 50 entries or 20 entries or something like that. So that time, if you select this particular option, so what it will do is, when you are in this particular user interface, so whenever you click that particular drop down, automatically the value will be sorted in alphabetical order, not in this particular order you enter. So this will be differ from business use case to business use case. Some people's want their pick list value should be in alphabetical order, but some business required this value should be ordered in their own order. Okay, so that time you can use this particular one, and use a first value as a default value. That means initially if you didn't check this text box, I mean this option, a none value will be there. Otherwise, if you click this one, automatically Kerala will be the default value whenever a particular user is enter the record. Okay. And here you can see a restrict pick list to the values defined in the value set. So this is the important one. Here we have Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra. Suppose I'm trying to give a value that is not defined here. That time, if you check this particular option, Salesforce will throw an error and you cannot save your record. If this particular checkbox is unchecked, that time you can give a value that is not defined in this particular set. Okay, that is the basic definition for this option. So right now I am selecting this as restricted pick list, and here the field name is something like field name is AP name. So state, and then if you want to give a help text, So the help text will come here. Okay, so whenever you create a record, okay, whenever you create a record, there will be an eye icon here. So if you hover that eye icon, whatever help text you have given, that will be shown in that particular place. So the description is for internal purpose. So what's the usage of this particular field and all. So here also you can give a required. If you want to give this value should be populated every time a record is created, then that time you can select this particular option. So right now I am not giving this option. I'll click next. And then here for what are all the profiles we need to show this particular field. Right now I'll give all the profiles can view this particular field. And then do you want to add this particular field in the page layout or not? Yeah, just add it. So I'll click save. Okay. Now we have created a new custom pick list field. So let's see. Sometimes it will not reflect back because the page will be loaded from the cache memory. That's why. Yeah. So right now you can see, right, the state, it's a pick list. So if you click that one, automatically Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra will be shown here. So I'll create a new one. A new record is created, right? So this is how you can create a pick list. So
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, one thing. So that global value set Nanda mentioned, I think a great example for that would be yes or no options. So basically, you may have a lot of questions like, are you based on this computer science background, or are you based on this engineering? Like you may have questions you want to ask for to the user, right? So at that time you may have like yes or no options for most of the questions, right? So at that time what you can do is, as Nanda mentioned, you can create the global value and then you can have it as yes or no option. So whenever you create a custom field, you can just choose that global action and then it will automatically put yes or no for all those pick list values. So that is one of the um, most important or most used use case that we have created the global value yes or no. And we have yes or no is mostly used for all the question answers, right? So at that time you can use these values set instead of creating values each time. You can create one time in this place pick list value and then you can use it. You can choose the use global value set. It will automatically show you what are the global value set that are available in this particular org. You can choose one among them and then you can just save it so that yes or no will be available for all those pick list fields.
Can we import values like states, all states in India?
Hmm.
Then, if we choose a state, then all the districts will come. All those things are all possible because creating all those things one by one will be a problem.
It's not like an import. You will have the list of values, right? So you can, for example, 30 values, 30 states, you can just copy all of them in a column. And then when you click new, you in that box, you can just paste all those values instead of You don't need to type. So is that what you're mentioning as input, or that is what you're asking, right? Instead of typing all those values, you just want to add all the value at a time. Am I right?
But the thing is that you cannot directly import those values, but the to do that you can just copy paste those values when you are creating a that particular pick list field.
Yeah.
Okay,
Suppose if I
with
select
this.
a state, if I
Mhm.
select state Tamil Nadu, then I want to show all the districts. If that is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the next one we are going to cover. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
I have one
we were
doubt
talking
actually.
about that global pick list, right? So you can go to that pick list value set, and here you can create a new one. And when you create this new pick list one, whenever you create a particular pick list, that time this global pick list values will be available. So that time you can simply select that particular values. Okay. Someone
Yeah,
was
hi
asking
Nanda.
question, right?
So
Yeah,
the default value none option, it's automatically created by Salesforce, right?
correct.
It will not show in the value list actually. It is just like in the user view, it will show none. You can just
Mm.
choose none also and then save it so that it does not have any value. You won't need
So
to.
if you're saving, it will show in the no database or in the reports, the none
It'll
value.
be no, it will be blank.
It will be in null state. So if you want,
Yeah.
you can check with the empty or null.
Okay. So none. Suppose if you want a none option,
Mm.
then we have to manually add the none value, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
that's none, yes, no. Like you have to add that. You want to show that, then you have to add it. This is just for the UI purpose. Salesforce has been is added that you don't have any value in this field as of now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay. So these are all some considerations when you are creating a pick list field. So for standard pick list, each value can have up to 255 characters. So we have a values, right, like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra, right? So this should not exceed a 255 characters. And then for custom pick list, we can have up to 1,000 entries. So which means Kerala, Karnataka is three, right? So like that, you can create up to 1,000 entries, but each entry should be within 255 characters. And we'll look about the multi-select pick list. Okay, I'll quickly create one multi-select pick list for you guys. I'll go to fields and relationship. I'll create new, and then if you come down, you can see pick list multi-select. So the difference is in the normal pick list you can select only one value, right? In multi-select pick list you can select more than one value. That's the only difference. So I'll give hobby. I'll give reading, walking, cycling, swimming, something like this. And then here you can select at a time how many values can be shown in the user interface. If you give four, that give four values will be shown. Okay, right now we'll have 1 2 3 4 5 values are there, right? So I'll give three. I'll click next, and then I'll show this field to all the profiles next, and then save. here you can see the multi-select list, right? So right now they are showing only the three fields, right? Because in the configuration page I give the visible line as three, so they are showing three. So you can click this one. Yeah. So like this you can give an input for this particular field, so you can select more than one values from this pick list, but here you can select any one. So this is the difference between a single select pick list and a multi-select pick list. And behind the scene, when this particular record is created in a database, these values will be created. You mean uh, so reading and then followed by a semicolon and then cycling followed by semicolon and gym followed by semicolons. Okay, something like this. So they will be created a value like this in the database. Okay. So like yeah, these are all some considerations when you create a multi-select list. You can have up to 500 entries, and each entry should be within 255 characters. And there are some standard fields. Yesterday you have seen a standard objects, right? So lead state, lead object, opportunity accountant, right? So in that standard object, there will be some standard fields. So there among that, the lead status is a standard field. So in that standard field, you can have up to 100 entries only. These are all for custom entries. These are all for standard fields. These are all custom fields. Okay. So likewise, we have an opportunity stage. So in that one, we can have up to 100 entries only. So this is all about the pick list.
See, this 1,000 entry means is a 1,000 values, pick list
Yeah, correct,
values.
correct, correct.
Okay,
And
thank you.
we have selected entries 3 there, no? In the pick list, multi pick list.
Multi-select pick list. Yes.
Yeah. So is it like it was showing all total 5 which we have mentioned, but we can choose only 3, correct?
No,
It is
no,
like
no. That visible line means in UI. This particular UI. I'll show you. This particular UI, right at a time, you can see only three, right?
okay.
But if you give a four at a time, they will show you four.
Okay, visible at front will be 3, but it
Correct, correct.
the values all will be there. Okay.
Yeah, correct. So that
And if
doesn't
we
mean
can
that you can
choose,
select only three. You can select whatever you want. I mean, how many you want.
okay, like if somebody wants to pick all 5, that person can pick all 5, correct?
Yes, correct.
There's no restriction with the 3. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
for visibility only. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi, this is Jijesh here. Quick question. You mentioned about the way the data is stored, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will be stored as semicolon for multi-pick. So, is it something which you can still sort on if required? Sorting,
Uh,
or if you want to kind of use that as a field for creating some kind of a report in the at the end of the day, is it something which is allowed?
yeah, during the report time, you can do that.
You can just give it as, for example, this field that Nanda created. You can just mention that if it is equal to this field or if it contains this value, then I need this has to be shown.
Okay,
You can put filters like that. That is what you're asking. Right? Yeah, you can use this field for that.
right, right. Okay, since
You
you
can just use contains value.
yeah, data you said is stored with semicolon, so I was a little. Thank
No,
you.
you can use contains. Yeah.
Nanda, while creating the multi-value fields, you mentioned the number 3.
Hmm.
But when a question is asked whether I can select all the 5, you said yes. That is a bit confusing.
Okay. The
I think it will
visible.
show 5, but I can select only 3. That's what is my understanding.
Okay. Okay. I'll show you one second. Right now, I'm giving four. Okay. Basically, the thing is, in UI perspective, we are talking about. Okay, in UI perspective, during that, how many values should be visible? That is the thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
here you can see three values, right? So instead of I want to show four values, that means they will show they will just uh, uh,
You will not have the scrolling one. That is
yeah.
the basic thing. Or
So
else,
they will just increase the size of this particular component here.
Okay, the number you have mentioned is for showing the visibility, but
correct.
Correct.
the user can choose one or all. That's
All.
what you're
Correct.
saying.
One,
Correct.
two, three, anything. You can select all
Okay,
or you
okay.
can just select one. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So just for user experience, we are setting those values in that configuration page. Okay. So this is the dependent pick list. So previously, one of our participants asked if I select a particular state, then I want to see the list of cities available in that particular state, right? So that is achievable using the dependent pick list. So I'll quickly show you how to do that one. Okay. For that, I'll create a new field. Then I'll create a pick list. Okay, I have this set of values for this particular field city, and I restrict this pick list, and then I'll click save, and then I'll show this field to all the profiles added the page. Okay. So we have two different fields. One is state, and another one is city. In state, we have Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Maharashtra, right? So when I click Tamil Nadu, then the states within Tamil Nadu should be shown in this particular field. Otherwise, so right now, how you will see is I'll show you. Okay. So here I'm selecting a state as Kerala. Okay. But in city, if I look in this one, all the cities will be there, right? But the use case is if I select Kerala, only the cities within the Kerala should be shown here. But right now it's not shown here, right? Right now they are showing all the cities. So to achieve this, what we can do is here you can see a field dependency, right? So you go to the student object and then click fields and relationship. In fields and relationship menu, you can see an option, you can see a button called field dependencies. So just click that one. Here I'll click new. Here we have two. One is controlling field and another one is the dependent field. In our case, the controlling field is state because the state defines what are all the values should be shown in the city pick list, right? So I'm set the state as controlling field, and in dependent field I'll set state as the dependent field. So I mean not
No,
state,
no.
city,
City,
correct?
city.
Yeah, and then I'll click continue. So here for Kerala, what all the cities are applicable? So what I can do is I'll click Cochin, Trivandrum, Calicut. Okay, I just select this one. For Tamil Nadu, what all the values are applicable? Chennai, just one second. Cochin, Trivandrum, Calicut. I'll click include values. Again for Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Coimbatore, Trichy. I'll click include values. And then for Maharashtra, Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur. I'll click include values. Okay. So I'm selecting Cochin, Trivandrum, Calicut for Kerala, and then for Tamil Nadu, I'm selecting these values, and for Maharashtra, I selected these values. Okay, I'll click. If you want to preview this value, you can do that. So if you click that preview, they will show how you set up. So for time being, I just click save. Okay, now I'll refresh this. Okay, right now this particular field is read only, right? Because you should select the state value first. Only then the city will be editable. So what I'll do is I'll click Kerala. So here you can see only Cochin, Trivandrum and Calicut. If I click Tamil Nadu, here you can see Chennai, Coimbatore and Trichy. So this is how we can achieve this particular requirement. So do you guys have any doubts on this one? Field dependency and all? Okay, so yeah, the only thing you need to know in this one is the controlling field I told you, right? So the controlling field can be either a pick list value or a boolean value. So if it is a boolean value, that means you can have only two values. One is true and another one is false, right? So the controlling field should be in two data types. One is pick list and another one is checkbox. And the dependent field should be in a pick list only. So
So
that
in
is
a
the only.
global pick list values also we can make in.
We can, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Nanda, can I create redundant pick from another object? From object, this is the static.
No, this should be. I
Right
mean,
now, we have to create it. The pick
dependent pick
list
list
is
you are
the
creating, right?
static.
Can you explain your question again?
No, I
Create the
think
pick list and dependent pick list as that static pick list. Can I create from any another objects pick list from another objects? Can I link with another objects?
No,
That's how lookup we are using, right?
Okay.
lookup is used to link two records, but not for the pick list purposes and all actually.
so. You're asking like one pick list can be in one object, and based on this value, I need to have another pick list in another object.
Yeah.
Like no, that is not possible. You can have the dependent and controlling both in the same object, not in different object. That doesn't work. For this value, you need to show another value that you can have some process that you will see in the upcoming sessions. That is like custom process you have to build for that. Not in the field level. You don't, as of now, you don't have any.
Sometimes that is in the school scenario, we have to put that something like civilian, uh, general, common. So this type of the fields that bring from another object, and we have to create the drop down. So this type of the pick list can be created, and just like this is the static pick list,
You want to have the dynamic.
dynamic pick list.
No, as of now, there's no dynamic value as that restrict pick list value, right? Only those you have. You can have the values that are not added to the list, but it doesn't bring any value from another object. So that is
And
a separate functionality you can have for process. But in that also, you cannot add the value to the pick list. It will just populate the value based on another value. You cannot have dynamic value based on another object.
or in lookup, sir, somebody said to we use the lookup.
What are the things possible in lookup? We will see in the upcoming slides. So in that, we can discuss this point, I think.
And in this pick
Yeah,
list, we have to say that the indexed order. Just we have to type enter the data, and this is the shown on the same way, not in indexed order. We do that in indexed order.
You mean the order that you have typed? You want to
Uh,
show that is what you're asking?
no, I have typed the A to Z, but
Mhm.
this is not appear in a A to Z
You can
Yes.
there is a separate
orders.
box, right?
Okay.
Display A to Z. If you check that, it will display from A to Z. Or else you have to type it as from A to Z. In that is that what you're asking?
It's I think it's an option somewhere. You have to
Yeah.
whenever you have to edit. Uh,
Yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you here.
I think I go for in my Orgus. I have to see that.
Yeah, here you can see that one, right? So if you want to reorder this one, you can click the reorder and you can reorder according to your needs. Or else you can click this edit button and there you will find an option to automatically sort the values in the alphabetical order. If you
Yeah, yeah,
select that
yeah,
one,
yeah. Yes.
every time when a particular record, I mean, every time when a user see this one, the value should be sorted in alphabetical order.
Like
Otherwise, if you didn't select the checkbox, whatever order you are given here, so those order will be shown there.
okay. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
I have one question here, probably if you are covering it. This is regarding pick list. But generally, can I have validation between two custom fields? I create a custom field 1 and
Yes, we
custom
can
field
do.
2. Okay, okay.
Yes, we can do. We have a selection. We have a menu here called validation rules, right? So if you create a validation rules, and here you can write your formulas there. So if the value one is selected or given, the value should be mandatory for this one. So based on that validation rules, you can create.
One example is I capture the phone number and I give a validation that it should not be more than 10.
Yeah.
Okay, and that
Yeah,
kind
we
of
can
thing.
do that. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So that will be coming in other sessions that people will cover.
Yeah. The thing is, 11:15 we'll have a break, and 11:30 you can rejoin. And before that, my only question is, if you have any doubt on their related topic, what they are taking, right? It will be, you can ask it, because we are already we are plan for the other things like lookup,
Yes. Yes.
validations, everything is there. So everything is in pipeline. So instead of considering the timeline, just cover all the topic, right? So if you avoid few basic questions, it will be easy to cover all the topic. Okay. Around 15, we can have a break. So in 2 minutes, if you have any doubt, you can clarify on the topic. So that from 11:30, we can switch out to.
Okay. In 2 minutes, I'll quickly cover one more topic called field history tracking. Okay. So, say for example, you have a multiple user in your org, and each people can edit this record. Okay. So, say for example, I'll go to this particular record. So, suppose I'm using this particular org and Surya is also using this particular org and we both are users in this Salesforce instance. So Surya can view this record as well as I also can view this record. Okay. This record visibilities and field visibilities and all covered in the separate session called security. So right now, imagine we both have access to this particular record and Surya can also edit this and I also can edit this. Okay. So suppose in your org you have 1,000 people, okay. So you want to track who edit this record and from which value to which value the particular user has been changed. So those things and all you can track. So to do that, we have a feature called field history tracking. So what it will do is you can enable field history tracking for 20 fields. Okay. So whenever a particular user is updating a value which is enabled for field history tracking, that time what Salesforce will do is it will automatically create a record that says particular field is changed by this user and this is the old value and this is the new value and when this field has been changed. So this record will automatically created by Salesforce. Okay, this is called field history tracking feature and there are some limitations are there. Say for example, you can enable only 20 fields for field history tracking. Right now I can select hobbies, cities and state. So whoever is editing this field values in a record, so automatically a new related record will be created. Okay, so I'll tell you, and in that one what you can see is who edited that and what was the old value and what is the new value and when this particular value is changed. So those things can be tracked in that one. So yeah, so changes viewed on record history related list or through history reports. So basically, we have two sections here. One is related and another one is details. When I covered relationship, that time you will come to know that what are all the related tab and all. So right now you just understand in related tab you can see if I enable the field history tracking, automatically a new record will be created in this particular section, and there you can find which value is updated by whom and when. Okay, that things can be tracked over here. And there are some you can track old and new values, formula roller fields and auto number fields created by and last modified deals. We cannot enable the roll up field history tracking for this particular data type field. Yeah.
So this 20 limit is based on the package you or the type of app you have selected, or material everybody gets 20.
It's a default one actually for mostly for all the editions. That this is the limit. Okay. Let's have a break and we'll start at 11:30.